Hello there, Jasjeet. Okay, so well done for getting this far in the course. That's fantastic. Let's have a look. That's the wedding question. Compared to 10 years ago, I would write this as the word 10. The amount of money spent on weddings has increased significantly. Just like any trend, this one has singular, has both positive and negative impacts, which will be discussed in the following essay using examples and data collected by various organizations. Okay, using examples from which country at least? Using examples from India and England and data collected by various organizations such as UNESCO or whatever organization, okay, such as National Royal Bank. Okay, now the reason why I wanted to just modify this, although it sounds okay now, is if we modify it and make it unique to this paragraph, unique to this essay topic, it just sounds much better and it helps us with cohesion and coherence score, because what we briefly mentioned here, we go into more detail in the next paragraphs. Also, examiners know that these types of sentences could be used in in essays about employment, about education, about anything. Okay, so I could easily use this in an essay about education, about global warming, anything. So just be careful about using these empty sentences. On one hand, this development has boosted the revenue for businesses such as event planners, florists is the word, caterers, and banquet halls. Super, good little list there. Moreover, the summertime schedule of wedding creates seasonal employment opportunities that are well suited for students. As stated in a recent article by ESDC, a 2% hike was observed in the national employment rate between the months of May and September last year, and 1.2% of this growth was contributed by festivities such as weddings. Wow, very good, very good. Be careful though. I think the question is about the people, okay? Do the people getting married benefit from spending a lot of money on the wedding, not the economy in general, okay? So just be very careful about that. On the other hand, the financial market observed a hike in the number of loans issued for matrimonial purposes, more than often, or more often than not, or more than often. Okay, so I would have just gone for simplicity and put frequently, comma, needless wedding expenses leaves newlyweds, good vocabulary there, newlywed couples in debt and ill-prepared for the marriage. An alarming report published by the National Royal Bank in 2018 indicates that north of 60% of loans intended for weddings resulted in insolvency, and 20% of those cases led to bankruptcy. Wow, this is a strong, fact-pulling, hard-hitting paragraph. I like this. This growth is especially troublesome as financial troubles. What a shame. A bit of repetition there. This growth is especially troublesome as financial worries, maybe, or financial issues are listed as the #1 cause of divorce during the first few years of marriage. Super. Good work. This is much better and it's much closer to these people. Okay? So well done there. Well done. I'm just trying to think, is there a way we could pull it back and just make it even more closer to the people getting married? But I think we'll be okay. But this one though is way too general, and we needed to ideally, as I said before, just focus on the people getting married. To summarize, lavish weddings have some economic benefits to the society. Okay, fine. But the strain they put on couples and financial markets is hard to swallow. In conclusion, the money spent on this affair can prove far more beneficial towards the future of the bride and groom than a day worth of celebration. Okay, so this just is a little bit ambiguous near the end here. Yeah. In conclusion, the money spent on this this affair could be better used in other more sensible endeavours such as a mortgage, a deposit, or training, rather than a day of celebration. Okay, just to make it explicit what your case is. And I'm guessing that would be your case after just reviewing and reading this. So let's see, in conclusion, the money spent on this affair. Yeah, because the money spent on this affair can prove far more beneficial towards the future of the bride and groom. Yeah. Than a day worth of celebration. It does seem like we're contradicting what we said here. Here we're saying it's financial disaster, and then here there's this slight bit at the end that's saying than a day worth of celebration. But it's not very clear that the money would be better spent elsewhere. Okay? So we would need to rephrase that, as I said before, just to make it explicitly clear that you believe that the money would be better spent elsewhere. But excellent work. I like reading your work. It's very strong, and examiners like this as well. It's strong. You've got an opinion, and you've got a very clear way of expressing it. So well done there. Let's have a look at your task 1. Dear hiring manager, good. I'm excited to be applying for the software developer position at Microsoft Canada. As a person working in the technology sector, I've always admired the role your company has played in ushering in advanced methodologies and user-friendly designs. Moreover, the amount of contribution made by Microsoft toward charitable learning, toward charitable learning and environment restoration has left me impressed. Super start. Well done. Crystal clear, positive, and you're already showing your enthusiasm, so that's a good start. During my previous role at DCM, I led the development of various applications, one of which was nominated as the best software of the year for an innovative and simplistic design. Part of my responsibilities, I provide training and guidance to junior programmers, maintain and create. Okay, so previous role, and then you're saying as part of my responsibility, I provided training. So just be careful there. It's like consistency. I provided training and guidance to junior programmers, maintained and created technical documentation, and even, just to emphasize, even participated in testing of programs for bugs. Aside from professional life, I regularly participate in non-profit projects is probably better, and volunteer as a speaker for local schools to introduce programming to young students, juniors. You'll find more details about the particular skills and experience in the attached resume. Super. As a community-orientated techie, good, my goal is to be part of a company where I can hone my skills and contribute back to the community. I believe I can progress further into this direction. I can progress further in this direction by joining your team. Once again, good little touch there. Once again, I would like to thank you for your time and consideration. Look forward to hearing back from you and meet in person to further discuss this opportunity. Regards, John Doe. So we talked about past experience, but we did trip up a little bit with the tense, so be careful there. Energy and enthusiasm for the job was clear. Qualifications or reasons for you to be hired. Super. Excellent work there. Excellent work. Just as another tip, mentioning them in this order, okay, also including this information, but mentioning the points in this order, or even doing a paragraph on each one, is a very solid and safe strategy just for making sure to the examiner, that you've read the question and you're addressing each point. This way it becomes obvious that you've responded and answered each requirement of the task. So excellent work there. What I want you to do now is implement all the corrections that you've heard, update your error list, and then send me back your corrected essays. Write me 2 new essays, and remember to check those for errors before sending them in. And just one last thing, because these essays are so good, I hope you're doing them both in exam conditions, because I have had situations where students send me in immaculate essays, similar quality to this, but they spent 3 days writing them. Okay? So because we're halfway through the course, I want you to start writing them in 40 minutes or an hour for both of them, or 40 minutes for a test too. Okay? You're doing great. Let's keep on improving and have a fantastic day. All the best.